This is Late Tea Time, the golf betting podcast that finds the best betting value closer to the first shot being struck than anyone else.
Always gamble responsibly. Visit begambleaware.org for more information.
And the music fades out, and we're back again for another edition of the Late Tea Time podcast. Welcome along, Late Tea Time podcasters out there. It is me, James, and it is him. Bring him onto the screen. Bang! Dave Tindall is with me as well this morning. We're Thursday morning today, so we kind of the modus operandi of the Late Tea Time podcast. This has come to you as late as humanly possible to give you the last word in golf betting and DT Thursday morning. I'm a bit bleary-eyed. I can't even say it. And how are you? And what has the last few days brought us?
Yeah, so we're going to have a couple of bets this week. It's a big event, this one. 20 million prize money, which is pretty handy, isn't it? So a lot of the big guys are here. McIlroy, Rahm, Scheffler, you name it, they're here. Morikawa, they're all here.
Oh, Colin.
Yeah, so they've interviewed quite a lot of them. So just going through some of those transcripts. The interesting little moment where they said to McIlroy, do you feel like a world number one? And not, a lot of players would sort of hedge it and, he just went, yep, straight away. So he's sort of feeling very confident.
Do you feel, Dave, like the number one pundit on the Late Tea Time podcast?
As it's between me and you, yeah.
Well, you're the only pundit I present.
Yeah, between me and me, that's a yes. No hesitation.
I'll take us through the top end of the markets, shall I, before you get into your thoughts. John Rahm is 7-1 best price. Rory McIlroy, the aforementioned, is 17-2. Scotty Scheffler 12s. You got 14-1 for Xander Schauffele, 16-1 for Colin Morikawa, my mate. Patrick Cantlay is 20s. So is Tony Finau, and Justin Thomas is in there at 22s. Max Homer 25-1. Good field.
Oh yeah, absolutely cracking field. Yeah. So it's a tough one. There's so many players you think, well, they can win this. But I have settled on a couple of bets in the outright market. Well, not quite in the outright market, actually.
Okay.
I'm going to take us to Xander Schauffele. He's the one that's sort of got into my head in the last day or so.
I'm going to take us to Xander Schauffele. It sounds like you're going to take me to somewhere exotic.
Yeah, it sounds like a place, doesn't it? Like an island. He was interviewed Wednesday night UK time. The thing with him this year is he's had a bit of an injury, so that's sort of put people off a little bit. So when I read his transcript, that's the main bit I wanted to find out. How are you feeling? So I'll read his answer. Yeah, I feel very healthy, which is great. It's been Palm Springs, and Torrey, the last two events, was a little iffy. Good days, bad days, but just kind of a healing process. I've got a good team around me, and they've been telling me and giving me good advice on what I can and cannot do and shouldn't do. I've been following their every step, and I'm feeling really good body-wise. So that's a good start. And then, even though he kind of admitted he wasn't fully right for those first two events, he came 3rd and 13th. So it's pretty, that's pretty good, isn't it? Really.
There's plenty of other golfers in the world that would take that, wouldn't they?
Absolutely. And therefore, if he's nearly 100% right here, he's in the high 90s, I think he told someone else, then look at his course form. He's played this 5 times. I'll read you his results kind of going backwards from last year. 3rd, 2nd, 16th, 10th, 17th. So last 2, 3rd and 2nd. So this is and you look at his round scores, he just shoots good scores every day. So I think it's a great chance for him to get a big challenge in. The interview with Patrick Cantlay, and he said the course is a little bit firmer this year because conditions will be a bit colder. And I think that'll only help him, I think, because he's a guy who finishes in the top 6 every US Open. So, and he's got that kind of, it's been mentioned before because he's got like European bloodline, like his father was in the Olympics and his granddad wasn't. He's kind of joked that that's maybe why he plays okay when the weather's not so great. So I don't think he'll mind the sort of cooler conditions in the desert this week. Now, the problem I've got is that McIlroy and Rahm are playing brilliant golf so far in the last few months. So they are dangers. So I thought we could look across to the top American market if you can pull that up.
Okay, well, Xander Schauffele, you can get him 14-1 best price. You actually get 10 places with Coral, which is
that's
decent enough.
That's an option. You could play him each way at 14s and think, well, every chance he'll land the top 10. But if you go to top American,
yeah, I've got that. He's best
10s.
price, 10-1 with Unibet.
So that takes out the threat of Rahm and McIlroy and maybe others like Matsuyama, the Korean players. Tom Kim, I think he'll have a big week. So that sort of rules out a lot of, or just eliminates them from the equation. It rules out a lot of those possible threats and just focuses on the Americans. So he's 10-1. So I would just go win only at 10-1.
Yeah, I mean, you do have the option. With Unibet, there aren't any places, but you do have the option elsewhere for a few places. But 10-1 with Unibet on the nose for Xander Schauffele to be the top American. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I mean, he could come fourth. He could Rahm, McIlroy, Tom Kim. Schauffele comes fourth and you win your bet. So that seems all right.
Like that. So that's our first pick then. Xander Schauffele goes onto the betting slip this week. You mentioned you had a couple, though.
Yeah, so the other one is Ricky Fowler. This is, I was waiting for the market to sort of change on this because I thought people would start to click that he's got a real chance here. And I expected the sort of fancy prices to go, but they've not gone. And you can get him as big as 70-1, which I think is sort of a bit mad. If you look through, it's very unusual to see this. I know it's because of the difference in places, but he's 28s with Paddy Power, and yet you can get him at 70 with 5 places. So the thing with Fowler, we people know him from this event. He's won it 2019. He's got two other runners-up finishes. He's got a 4th. So he's had a brilliant time in this event. So it's one of these ones where you always expect him to do well if he's in good form, and he definitely is coming back to something like his best. I mean, the big key, he started working again with Butch Harmon, so that's really given him a confidence boost. So this season, he's had 6 starts, and so far he's got a 2nd place in the Zozo, a 6th in the Fortinet, and an 11th at Torrey Pines last week. And Torrey Pines, he's got a atrocious record. So the fact that he was 11th last week on a course where he's just struggled suggests his game really is right there. So I think 70-1 is madness. Sometimes we talk about let's just get the best places, but I want the price this time. So rather than sort of hedging with those lower prices with more each way, I just want to go 70-1. And I think, is it 5 places the best we can find there?
Yeah, with Betfred. Betfred and 10Bet are 70-1 for Ricky Fowler. I mean, you mentioned the top American market. I was just looking at that before I switched over. Ricky Fowler, 55-1 to be the top American with 10Bet, 4 places. You could maybe take him that way as well.
Yeah, that's an option, I would say. Yeah.
55-1 isn't that much off the price, and you get 4 places with 10Bet, taking out the Rahms and McIlroys of this world. Yeah. And it's just I thought it's one of the prices that goes up early in the week, and I think by this stage it would have sort of been eaten up, but it's not. So I thought we're recording this Thursday morning, so I thought if he's still that price when I wake up this morning, I've got to make him a bet at that price, and here we are, 70-1. He's turning it around a little bit, isn't he, Ricky?
Definitely, yeah. I mean,
the wheels came off for a while, didn't they?
They did, and you're thinking, could that really be the end? I mean, he's not, he's pretty young still, and it's just sometimes it can take just a change of a few things, and the coach is a big thing. I'm not sure Butch Harmon's done an awful lot to change things. It's just given him more belief, to be honest. So. And it's clearly
is it as simple as I've got Butch Harmon in my corner, so I must now be invincible?
Yeah, well, he was with Butch when he had his good time, so he went away from him. Sometimes you need to sort of go back to climb again.
You see it in tennis a lot. People change coaches, I mean, Andy Murray's a good example of that. He had even Lendl through all of his period of success, then tried to go away and went with other people. Now he's back with Ivan Lendl, isn't he? He's trying to come back because sometimes the grass isn't always greener, is it?
That's right. Yeah, I think Fowler's found that. So, yeah, I think 70 to 1 could look a brilliant price.
So, Xander Schauffele and Ricky Fowler. Anything else for me before we say goodbye today?
No, that's fairly short and sweet. I think 2 of those. I mean, I've seen a few people, they want to take on Matt Fitzpatrick because he talked about an injury last week and he missed the cut at Pebble Beach. There's not that many books with him, but I did see Victor Hovland in a match bet with him. But then Hovland's missed both cuts at this event, so that sort of put me off a little bit.
Any chance for my mate Colin?
Yeah. If you want to just do a blanket policy backing him every week, you can get 16 to 1 playing great golf.
Well, if you want to get on the 16 to 1, if you get on the Colin Morikawa bus with me, I'll drive it, and the passengers can all come through the season with me on the Colin bus. Come on, my friend Colin. Yes. Anyway, DT, I will let you get on with your day. Enjoy your Thursday. Enjoy the golf over the next few days as well. Gamble responsibly out there, everybody, in Late Tea Time podcast land. This has been a sports broadcast media production. And we're with you pretty much every Wednesday / Thursday morning as we go through the rest of this year. So it's been great to see you. I'm just waffling on because I'm trying to take that off the screen. And we will see you again this time next week. Cheers, everybody. Need to find the music now. Where's the music gone? Where's the music gone? There he is. There he is.
Always gamble responsibly. Visit begambleaware.org for more information.